The streets of Vegas.
DJ DFos, the streets of Vegas. Welcome to another episode. We are broadcasting live from Gorilla Cross Studios. Shout out to my man Quan59 on the board. And today we got a special episode with a special guest, my man MuddFoot, also known as Romario Hunt. How you doing, my brother?
Man, I'm blessed by the best, brother.
Put it up a little bit.
I'm blessed by the best, brother.
Man, that's good, man. Good to have you in the building, man. Definitely good to have you in the building, man.
Yes, sir.
Take it back a little bit, man. Shout out to Kev Loke, man, because Kev Loke is kind of like the interconnection to a lot of stuff going on, introduced me to a lot of people. But I directed a video for Kev Loke about 12 years ago. My first video I directed called So Frightening. And it was this cat in there that was, I guess it was G-walking.
Yeah.
I ain't gonna say C, it was G-walking.
Yeah, yeah.
And he was killing it. And so I was like, man, that was a good little addition to have in the video.
Yeah.
Never knew who it was, so some time had passed. And he said, man, False, man, MuddFoot, that was the cat that was G-walking in the So Frightening video.
Yeah.
So it kind of brought me back. I had to go back and look. I'm like, oh, man,
Yeah.
that's who that was?
Yes,
So I
sir.
never
Yes,
knew
sir.
him at
Yes,
the
sir.
time.
Yes.
So that's how that popped off, man. So we really got unformally introduced about 12 years ago. I just didn't know, who you was, man. So welcome to the show, man. Like I said, again, shout out to Kev Loke.
Thank you, brother.
Kev Loke,
Appreciate
man,
it.
is very instrumental in a lot of, cats that I know tied to it, man. So
Yeah, that's my
we're gonna
day
get
one,
into it, man.
That's my day one, man.
Day one, man, definitely. That me and Kev go back over 20 years, man. So where did you grow up at, man?
I grew up, to be honest with you, in Madison Terrace. And my mom...
Madison Terrace. Now, that ain't Delmonico. I get all them hoods mixed up in Vegas. I don't know why,
Madison Terrace was a Asian Paru turf.
Paru turf,
And my
okay.
mom moved from over there. My mom moved from over there, and she moved in Crip City. She moved in Crip City, and as she moved in Crip City, things happened. I was a straight A student in school, man, and
what high school did you go to?
what? I really didn't, man. I went to Clark for a little bit.
Okay, Clark.
I played football for Clark, but I was a straight A student in school in sixth grade, and I went to sixth and seventh grade, and my teachers called my parents one day. My teachers called my mother one day and said, "Ma'am, we need you to have your son tested." And she's like, "Why?" She was like, "Well, he's the work curriculum that we give him, he's done within 10 minutes of
Like
coming to
you
class."
knocking it out, like he was banging it out.
Yeah, and it takes the other kids an hour to finish, or sometime a whole week.
Okay.
So we need to have him evaluated. So
Okay.
her and my aunt took me to UNLV to take a college preparatory test.
Okay.
At 15 years old, my brother.
Man, so you was sharp. You was ahead of the curve.
And I passed with flying colors.
Okay.
And they told my mother I was destined to be in the Navy, the Army, somewhere in the armed forces.
Could you see yourself going in that? Could you see yourself doing that?
I just wanted to make my mom proud. I was a nerd. I was a nerd, and I didn't know what to do. So I was going to do whatever my mom wanted me to do.
Okay,
I was,
okay,
you know what I mean?
okay.
So, make a long story short, the crack epidemic came right. Hit it right.
Yeah,
after
that was right. Yeah. Late 80s, late 80s. Okay.
And
yeah.
my mom fell victim to it.
Okay.
And I was me being the oldest of three kids. I didn't know what it was. I was trying to. I didn't know. I couldn't figure what was the only thing I know that my mom had to up, jump, and leave.
It took out a lot of families, man.
Yes,
That thing,
yes.
man, was vicious,
Man, my mama we ended up moving from a very structured house, a red brick house on the west side, man, and we had to move into the middle of hard gang territory with my grandmother. Now, my grandmother, whose doors was never closed, already had children who had kids, staying with her who had kids of their own. So it was already
Crowded house.
Yeah, so now here come my
house.
mom and her 3, and now I got to come in and then adapt to this environment that I'm not even used to.
Okay.
I never had a fight, never knew how it was to argue with somebody. I just knew how to go to school and get straight A's.
For some reason, grandmas always have plenty of room in their house, enough room for plates and extra stuff like that. That's crazy.
But
so where was this at? Where did grandma live at? Where was she at?
Delmonico.
Yeah, that's Delmonico. Okay, we entered there. So how old was you then?
I was about 14, 15.
Okay.
15.
Okay, Delmonico.
16.
Okay.
And I started going to school, man, and I started having to defend myself for hanging out with dudes that I didn't know that was part of a gang. And dudes would see me hanging out with these dudes, and they would test me.
But you really wasn't affiliated like that. Okay,
man. And I wasn't hard like that.
Okay.
I wasn't tough.
Okay.
I wasn't trying to, but one day I had to be tough. I had to get tough because
they was gonna test. They was gonna pull that card.
Yeah, because it was in front of my face every single day, and I couldn't. At first, I ran away from it, but it found me wherever I was at on the west side, man.
Okay.
I mean, it's gonna come to you, and so.
So would this be early '90s? You think somewhere?
Yes.
Okay.
So I'm playing football for Clark High School. Frank Hawkins is actually picking me up, taking me to practice.
Is that right? Wow. What position you play?
I was a tight end, and I was defensive.
I could see like a defensive end.
And one day, man, we lose in a lot of games, man. And we get off the bus one day. and we get off the bus one day, I'm getting off the bus one day, and when we pull up in my neighborhood, I see a lot of dudes hanging out with gold chains on.
They was on the block doing their thing.
Man, gold chains, convertible Cadillacs, fine women, man. I'm like, who was that? And somebody said, man, them the Gersons.
Okay.
I said, man, I want to be like the Gersons.
Okay, they was in Delmonico?
No, they was in Cherry Arms. They was in Cherry Arms.
Cherry Arms, okay.
I want to be like them, man. What they on, man?
They had that sack,
they they looking good. They got money, man. They got beautiful women up around them, and they shining, man. But I didn't know the other side that came with it. I didn't know that. So
you didn't know where it came from.
So from that day forward, man, I set out to be a Gerson. And so now I start hanging out with Gersons. Now I start wearing the colors. Now I'm going to school, and he go a rival I don't even know. But I'm going to start to fight with him because he's from another side. Now, I know what I'm getting myself into. Don't get me wrong.
That's because you wanted to be affiliated with them cats.
I had.
But you wasn't from Gerson. But
I felt like this was the best way to protect myself in the environment that I was in. Because I was vulnerable but it's like when you go to the penitentiary, how they say you're going to rock with the white boys, you're going to rock with your own kind. If you don't rock with your own kind, somebody going to get you.
Somebody going to get you. So
I said,
now, how did the Delmonico cats feel about you affiliating with them? Was it like the Delmonico had their own set or not really?
Yeah, they did, but they didn't have no say so in what I did. I made my own choices back then.
Yeah.
I wasn't a follower back then. You know? It wasn't a follower back then. I was good. I was strong enough to make a decision by myself and willing to stand by that. You know what I mean? So I was going to school with some Delmonico cats and ended up fighting them on the bus on the way to school because I was from the person. Yeah.
Hold on, my man. All right, and we back. Streets of Vegas, the MuddFoot interview, G-Files Part 1. So let's continue, man. You was trying to get in with the Gersons. Now, how did they take for you just trying? Could they let anybody just walk on or what?
Nah, you had to earn your keep, man, but with that, man, you weren't just gonna walk in and be anybody. Back in them days, you had to prove yourself.
Okay.
And it didn't come easy, brother. I had to fight every day.
Every day. Testing every day. Okay.
I still got stab wounds from being tested and proved and being jumped and trying to get jumped. And one day, like I said, I wasn't hard. But one day, I got hard, brother.
It made you hard. Going
And these
through
fights
that
that I started getting, that I was having,
Mm-hmm.
I wasn't losing.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I wasn't running no more.
But you had to get your squabbles on.
Yeah,
Then.
I had to get it down pat, man. And
Mm-hmm.
one day, man, I started putting these things together and realized, man, I'm a man just like everybody else. So I started defending myself, man, and my name started speaking for myself. Then I started getting locked up.
Where did the name MuddFoot come from? was that off Fat Albert or something? Where'd that name come? I heard that name. Where'd it come from?
Shout out to my homeboy Lou Dog, man. Lou is the third, man. We something happened, man. We went looking for this dude one day, man, that stole a bunch of money and broke into one of our dope spots, man, and took some work from us. So we marched looking for him in Vegas Heights, man. And when we found him, we jumped on him, we knocked him out, and I ran and jumped in there and kicked him and landed on his head. And the homie said, "Man, you knocked him out with the big mud ass feet."
So it just kind of stuck from there.
Hey, man, I promise you, man. And that's how Louis III gave me my name.
That's
man.
Crazy, man.
You mean so that's how and it stuck with me. And first it was Marvy Marv, like you know what I mean. Kim gave me that. Kim gave me that name. Rest in peace, homie. You know what I mean? And you know what I mean. So
that's
nice. But I started earning my name. You know what I mean?
And then you said you started getting locked up.
Yeah,
getting locked up,
brother.
Okay.
But before that, we had a rap group in Carry On. Me, my homie Damon, and my homeboy Ron. Ron got killed at a nightclub one time. But we had a rap group, and we was rapping back in the days. And that's what I was doing too. We would have rap battles and everything. And but that even diminished.
It did. Okay. Yeah. Now, from the rap thing, it's interesting that you say that. Now, how did you get into poetry? I know because you're a poet too, right?
Yes, sir.
So how did the poetry thing develop? How did that come about?
I don't know, man. It just still stuck.
Was you writing like rhymes and stuff too, or was you
I was writing my own raps, man, and I was versatile with it, man. But I didn't know exactly what it is that I had, and I went to I was getting locked up, man. And one day I went to jail, and I was getting out of jail every time I went. OR.
I remember the good OR
but
days.
Yeah, but this one time I went to jail, man. I didn't get out.
They wouldn't let you do the OR?
No, man, my record was getting too
OR used to be so easy to do, man. All you do is have somebody to call.
My record was getting too
extensive, yeah.
And the judge started seeing it, so I'm being held up in here for what was it, a robbery? It was a robbery or attempted murder, one of the two. And the judge seen that and was like, nah,
we ain't gonna let you out this time.
So I went up in my room one day mad that I was still in jail, and I'm gonna make a rap about F the police.
Okay.
But when I came out, it was a poem about God.
And I turned all the way around.
Man, I still didn't know what I had. I didn't know the calling that God had on my life. I was too young to even fathom it.
Yeah.
The greatness of God back then.
And that's crazy how like early on that we have that and don't even recognize it. You know what I mean? Don't even realize it, man.
Because I was still too caught up in being a gang member and earning a name and trust me, you mean, because the name that I had built for myself already. Yeah. It was still going to be some controversy that came with it. So, I mean, I had to walk this walk, man, for real, man. And
earning stripes in the wrong way.
Yeah, you know man. So I ended up getting locked up, going to start doing time, and left my daughter. You mean, and just back and forth. The penitentiary was a revolving door for me because I didn't learn.
Keep going back.
Repetitive.
Yeah. And how did obviously you know finally got out and moved on, but how did doing time change you, man? Like the time to stand. How many stints did you do? Did you do a long stretch, a short stretches, or was it one long stretch?
No, it was stretches. It was stretches in between.
But it still keeps breaking up your life in between.
Yeah, man. Yeah. But then I got out one time. I mean, I got out, and I finally got out. Like my fourth time. I've been in prison 5 times. I ain't gonna lie to you.
Okay.
The 4th time I went, man, I had started working. Before I went back and really started getting a job, because I never held a job too long. But I started getting a taste of freedom in life and paying bills, and it started making sense to me. Like, man, this is what you do to live, but I never did that. You know what I mean? My grandma always took care of me, and but then my grandma passed away, and so it was tough for me. You know what I mean? Now I can't call my grandma.
Yeah, now you got to be on your own, really.
I can't call my grandma no more. Grandma gone, Big Mama gone, so I got to adapt to this. My mama's gone, so then the last time I went, there's a guy named Slick Rick, Ricky Cooper.
I heard of Ricky Cooper.
I love my brother, man.
Is he passed away?
No, man, he's free,
still
man.
Okay.
Brother told me, he said, man, check this out, man. He said, I've been in prison one time and ain't left yet. You
Said
been
he ain't
5
left
times.
yet?
He said, you've been 5 times, and every time this is the 3rd time I've seen you up in here.
God.
He said, don't you know?
He was still in there all the times you was coming back and
Come
forth?
back seeing him. He said, don't you know only thing you're doing is a life sentence off installment plans?
Golly. That's
And
deep.
I've gravitated to words. I ain't never heard nothing like that. That brother.
That make it stick. It hit another way.
The echoed a
hit
little bit.
another
I'm
way.
like,
Okay, yeah.
they echoed in me. I'm like, what are you doing with yourself, man? You smarter than this, man. You blessed. You come from a good family. You know what I mean? You know the things that I had to start looking at the role that I played in.
Yeah.
And start making excuses about the things in life that I was making.
Yeah.
And I got the saying that I say, I had to stop shitting in the yard and blaming it on the dog.
Right. That's I ain't never heard it put like that. That's good. That's
shit
good.
in the bed and blame it on the baby.
And blame it on the baby, right. And it's you.
The baby, and you over here smell like shit. The baby over there clean as well. And you just blame it on the baby. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's good.
Baby ain't done nothing wrong.
Nothing.
You just ain't man up to me the shit that you put.
You gotta own that. You gotta own it.
That's the only way you can correct it.
Yeah.
And that's the only way God can take a look at it if you give it to him.
Yeah.
If you hold on to it, you see he can't do nothing with it.
Yeah, that's
And
true.
so,
You gotta release it.
me being the man of God that I am, man, I'm thankful that God met me right where I was at, man. You know what I'm saying? In the midst of my sin.
Yeah.
In the middle of
right
my
in the middle of it, yeah.
Right in the middle of it when I was
Thank
raggedy.
God for intervention.
Oh, man, when I was raggedy and toe down, man, and didn't have no
yeah.
way, and would hide and would steal from people just to go get high, put some shit in my nose, man.
God to come get you at your lowest, man, won't he? At your
Thank
lowest,
him, man, for saving a wretch like me, brother.
Yeah, amen. Speak about that shirt, man, you got on, man. I know we just came from Keeping It Real Ministries, man. Shout out to Pastor Nunley, man, but speak about that, man.
The best God ever made, man. I've seen it, man, and you know, it fits me just right, man, because I feel like God did the work on me, boy. So for him to get the glory out of my life, he had to do something amazing. Yeah. And he made me, so now he's getting the best of me instead of the less of me, because I always gave God less than. I mean, I always cheated God. Never my tithes, I never paid my tithes. I never owned, I just never lined up with God all the way until he put my baby in my life, man.
Yeah.
I mean, so that's the blessing,
that's your son.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, shout out to him, man, for just turning out a birthday, huh?
Yeah, he just had a birthday, man. I'm so proud of him, man, and I'm thankful to be in this position I'm in today. It may not be the best, but what God got me at, man, I would trade it for nothing in the world, man.
Yeah, and it is what it is. You got to take every moment of what it is, man. It's a blessing, man. It's definitely a blessing, man.
Talk to me.
Yeah, man. So poetry was your thing, man. You still active in poetry? You still writing all that?
Yes, sir. I write every day, brother.
You got a stack of poems or whatever? You ever thought about recording them or anything like that?
Yeah, I got friends that I want to get involved in. You know, I mean, I do poetry. I just got to find time because I'm a full-time dad.
Right.
I don't got no babysitter.
That's something we never clock out from. You know, job is 9 to 5, but being a parent, like, you never clock out.
I don't got no babysitter, so I have to get it in when I can.
Yeah, I feel you.
So, you know,
that's full time.
But
it's full time.
But at the same time, me sitting at home just writing, that's my healing mechanism.
Right. Sometimes it's your therapy. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's my therapy for real, man. So
that's good, man.
Yeah, so
did any poets, inspire you, like, to get into it? Like, did you hear
anybody? It's a dude named
that?
Black Ice on Facebook, man.
Okay.
It's a lot of poets, man.
It's a lot of them, man. It's a big community,
man.
It's
a dude named Black Ice on YouTube that I seen. That man really, and the boy
kind of
brother
click with you.
Yeah. And then not only that, rappers,
right? Because that's a form of poetry too.
Tupac is the best poet writing dude I've ever.
Yeah.
Rakim.
Them
two.
Okay.
I mean, Scarface know how to tell a story out of this world.
I know you big on Scarface too.
Yeah,
man.
I'm big on Scarface, man. Scarface and Pac and. But Pac is one of the hardest poetry writers I've ever.
And I remember they said when he was in a performing arts school before he really did the rap thing. So he started like that.
Gifted brother, man. He's a gifted brother, man.
He started like that, man.
And so I mean, just listening to them, man. And now they got this thing called battle rap.
Yeah, battle rap. Yeah,
I done watched that and how these dudes get paid to go on big stages to talk about each other.
And it's like boxing. It's like 2 or 3 rounds, basically, and it's like some of them cats are not, and a lot of them are coming off the dome.
And they use the word that they cut.
Yeah, they cut
talk
hard.
about your mama.
Yeah.
And I'm like, but see, a majority of my poetry, I give reverence to God. I don't really talk about.
See, that's the lane. That's where you at now.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying. That's where you at now.
And I'm gonna stay in that lane because that's me. That makes me feel so. You mean like gospel music? My favorite music.
Yeah.
And I mean, I may listen to some rap here and some R&B, but gospel music is my favorite.
That's
favorite
good,
music,
man.
brother.
That's good.
I mean,
and I like being grounded, man. When did you really? find God for yourself, like, with keeping the real ministries and all that, like, when did that really transpire, man, you would say?
Well,
I know God probably been working on you the whole time, but when would you say really, like, put you over the hump of that, man?
I had two grandmothers on both sides of my family that prayed, two strong praying grandmothers. And my grandmama, Big Mama, the one who raised me, and Miss Barbara Winslow.
On both sides, the mama and daddy side, yeah.
When you got power, when you got prayers coming from both sides like that, God listened to prayers, man.
Yeah.
And of those back in the days, God was all that they had.
Yeah.
So the way they instilled God into our life, even when we didn't want to listen. When my grandmother, Mama Jean, passed, that hit me. My grandmother Winslow, she just passed too.
Sorry to hear.
She just passed, yeah. So, but just having them in my life and being able to call them and losing people in my life, close to me, is what shaped me more than anything.
Yeah.
Losing people close to me, because every time somebody passes away that I love, it makes me want to get closer to God.
Yeah, and I think you lose a part of yourself too.
Every
you know
time,
what I mean? I lost
man.
my grandmother, man. She was 98, man. She was, about to going on 100, but we had to realize, like, okay, we had her for 98 years. Like, you never want to see him go, but it was still hard, man.
She's
you know
lived
what
a
I mean?
full life,
Yeah, she
though.
lived a full life, man. Outlived 2 husbands and 3 kids. Like, that's insane.
That's
Who
God.
does that, man? You know what I mean?
Back in the biblical days, they lived longer than that.
They lived longer than that. They was
so
150 and...
So look at how we've shortened our lifespan.
Yeah.
By conforming to the things of this world.
Right.
You
And
mean,
they said
so-
the average man only lives to be like 78. You know what I mean? So
Yeah.
we shortened ours. They was in the hundreds and something in the Bible. I don't know what they was eating or what they was doing. There wasn't no processed foods. I know that. So I don't know how they did. I don't know how they did that, man.
Wasn't no processed. Man, that's right.
Yeah.
Wasn't no processed foods, man.
None of that, man. Amazing.
So you just look at. That's why I say life is so short.
Yeah.
And that you got to preserve your life today with what God has given you.
That's true.
Because whatever age you are when you pass away, that's the pinnacle of your life, what God has brought you to and got the glory out of your life.
That's
Whether
true.
you're 3 or 33.
Right, that's true.
You know what I'm saying?
That's
You can be
true,
an
yeah,
infant and you can be in your mama's womb still. But that's what God met you at and got the glory out of your life. So we cry when we go to funerals, but every time you cry, and especially those of us who have been to more than one funeral, every time you cry, you're only making up tears because God has already given. I can't tell nobody how to heal, but I think that.
But I know what you're saying in a sense. Like God has already made that decision.
God's already made that decision. So
and they live their life.
He's given us enough empathy, enough strength to get past this moment. So every time you cry when you go to a funeral, we don't want to let them go. We're selfish.
We don't.
But if you start turning around and give praises and clap and smile instead of cry, tears,
celebrate a life.
God,
yeah.
And then I think you cry when they come into the world.
Yeah, that's true. That is true.
So I just thank God, man, for everything.
Absolutely, man. We was talking about you going, getting locked up, the whole Gerson thing and all that. But as a community. 2-part question. Do you think it's still a stain on us from the banging era, and how do we move past that?
Yeah, it is. I mean, it's going to always be a stain because the Gerson got a name for itself that no one, good and bad, that no one can touch. We were a force to be reckoned with, brother. We were a giant that came second to none.
Yeah.
We didn't claim no other kind of title. We weren't Crips. We weren't Bloods. We had our own.
They had their own. That was
stigma.
the first that had their. It was neither one.
We had our
neither
own
one.
stigma. And it was so many of us. From my understanding, this is before I came. They was already setting things in stone.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? And like my uncle and them, my mama and them, and what
like family, like you was literally born into it, huh?
Yeah, the Gerson was a family first, man. People that because. People lived over there, man. They knew each other's mamas, daddies, uncles, cousins, aunties for years.
I did a couple of those G days. I did like 2 of them.
Is that right?
Yeah, Lorenzi Park.
Is that right?
I did the one in 2017. I did like 2 of them. It was on YouTube, but it was all family, man. Grill,
and
like
so
everybody was, man. It was cool, man. It was a family.
I got some good, I know some good dudes, man. Good people that come from the Gerson, man. That's genuine, man, and that got out the mud, man. Some people that lived and died for this, man, for this cause, and I done rolled with them, man. And even in my heydays, in my bad days,
yeah.
And I wouldn't trade it for nothing in the world, man, because it still made me the man I am today.
When you look back on it, it's still. made you who you was,
Man,
though.
the good and the bad, brother.
You got to take all of it, really.
You gotta
huh?
take it all in, man. You gotta eat it with like a bowl of soup, man, and swallow it and you know,
You got to take the bitter with the sweet.
Yeah, man. What don't laugh will make you cry, man. You know what I mean? So, but life is life, man. So what you gonna do about it? Complain?
Yeah.
You made your mistakes. You learn from it. You grow. And I thank God I'm not where I used to be.
Right,
I can say that much.
Right.
I mean, I ain't where I used to be, man. I'm not chasing the peanut gallery. I've given up my banging days and past those heydays. I'm not out here trying to create a title for myself.
Right.
I'm not.
That would look ridiculous. And you think about your life, like, for what season I'm in now. Like, you know what I mean? Like, that was a season. You know?
But see, I got this saying that it's mandatory that I fall in the season. It's mandatory that I fall into my shoes that I'm wearing today.
Right.
It's mandatory that I fall into those shoes because those
like
shoes.
You wore a size 8 back then. Today might be 11.
Yeah,
I got some growth
to do. And so sitting here trying to create a lane just to get some clout or make up tell somebody else's story other than mine, and only just to chase clout to put some money in my pocket or to be a fraud or whatever. It don't fit me. It don't fit me. I'm not.
Got to be true to you.
You gotta be true to you. So, because if you're doing that, you only leading the blind leading the blind. That's all it is. And the Ghetto Boys got this song called "Niggas and Flies." If you're a piece of flies gonna chase after you.
Right. They gonna stay on you. So
it's some people out there that flies stay after them. So they got to create a lane to keep the light on them, so that they can keep that clout going. Because before they'll lose it, they'll harm somebody. Because that's all they really.
That's all they know. It's built on a facade. Like
man, it's built on the facade. Man. So I ain't gonna, you know what I mean. I stand on mine, man. You know, I said it all 10 on mine, man. I'm willing to live and die behind the words that come out my mouth, brother. I'm a real one.
Real talk.
I don't candy coat it. But I don't glorify game banging. I'm not gonna for what it is today. We had fun. It was fun. At the same time, we had but it's a lot of hurt that came with it too. So if I can take the bitter with the sweet and turn it around and give it back to a kid and show him love. You don't want to make these mistakes, brother. I did that time.
Somebody else did it. Yeah, somebody else did it. Somebody made those mistakes for you. I always say too, man, you can learn a lot in a 10, 15-minute conversation that'll save a kid years.
Man.
You know what I'm saying? Like, we took the pain so they won't have to take it. You know what I mean? They don't have to take it, man.
But nowadays, you got these false prophets out there, man, just putting the false narrative out there, man. And they paint a negative, they paint a bad picture, man.
Yeah.
I mean, so I know we can get into that too, though. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and so let's get into this, man. Without going too much into it, but we gonna, kind of set something up maybe for another date too, man. So let's address the elephant in the room, man. You know what I mean?
Okay.
You and Sheepdog, you know what I'm saying? Terrell Stewart or whatever. What up, Sheep? What up, Terrell? Is it a beef, man? And at some point, can we bury the beef or what? Like, what do you think, man? Speak on that, man.
I don't got no beef, man. This beef and hat grease, man.
Okay.
I'm not gonna sit here and entertain somebody that's not even worthy, brother. Because a lot of us know who Terrell Sheepdog Stewart is, and from the very beginning, somebody showed him how to work a microphone and a YouTube channel, and he went ape crazy, man. And every story that he has told from the very beginning is a lie. And he's come on Facebook and YouTube and attacked me and my family.
Move your mic up a little bit more.
Personally.
Okay.
Personally.
Okay.
And I never responded really because he wasn't worth it, because I saw that if you give him something to go back on, that's the only fire. He needs that fire to continue to keep the rhetoric going. And he's telling other people's stories. And Sheepdog has been locked up for most of his life. And so when he goes to tell a story, he's not telling his story. He's telling what somebody else told him while he was in prison. All of those events that he said that he was seeing and did this and that, he was never around for. He'd been locked up for 90. When I tell you 98% of his life, then he said he choked me out in prison. Then he said that if it wasn't for him, I wouldn't be able to walk around back in the days.
Now, was y'all ever cool at any point? Was y'all like cool at some point and something happened? Or what, like?
Yeah. Well, Sheepdog is the kind of dude that.
Or was y'all just acquaintances? Was y'all just
No.
like...
We rode in the same car. We slept in the same house together, and we didn't went on missions together, and we done hung out and we done rep this thing together and everything. So I don't know where
So
where
y'all
it
got
came
some
from.
y'all do got some history then.
Yeah,
huh?
so I don't know where it came from. You know, well, I do know where it came from. When I first got to prison, Sheepdog did a video last week where he said that he doesn't interview some of the homies because instances where the homies have left him hanging. He said one part where he went to go rob a dude in the racket club, and the dude, and when he got in there, the dude's girl was up in there, and she was pregnant, and then he walked in, the baby daddy walked in with the pistol, and so they got to stand off with each other, and the dude just took off running. While Sheepdog sitting there with his gun, but this dude, baby daddy, baby's mom, is pregnant in the house. That man, but the man ran. Then he said the second time is when the homie left him his homie left him, ran off and left him when he got stabbed in prison.
Okay.
Now when Sheepdog
Y'all was in prison together, right?
Sheepdog was talking about me.
Okay.
Let me tell you something.
Then at some point, not to cut you off, you think we can have a sit down and we all three have a dialogue about how to build from here? You think so at some point?
But I sent Sheepdog a message the last interview I did. I submitted that to him. Sheepdog, let's have a sit down with both of us. But he never responded. But to my understanding, he reached out to somebody else just day before yesterday. Let's sit down and have a sit down with each other. No, answer me, brother.
Okay.
Respond to what I asked you. Don't go through somebody else to try to paint the picture like you trying to offer it to me.
Yeah.
Because you want to be bigger than what you is. Sit down, man. But I'm not gonna get. I'm not gonna get.
And so Sheepdog, if you seeing this or watching this, man, we gonna put that together at some point.
Sheepdog ain't got no self-control, brother.
Yeah, where we have a dialogue, and so we can kind of like resolve this and kind of like, you know, we gonna get to it though.
He
we
mad
gonna
right now. He ain't gonna do. He mad.
Okay, we gonna get to it. But speaking of that, man, what made you start your YouTube channel, Truth Be Told TV? And is it just you, or is it some other cats?
See, I'm not gonna mention no names because the person we just mentioned, he's gonna try to go after them. Okay. He's gonna try to do whatever
to go after the cats you with.
Anybody, yes, because we're now. He's gonna because now I'm not willing. I don't want to take nothing from him. He got a platform. But it's built off lot, and he's using our name to build himself up and put money in his pocket. Okay. So anybody that threatens him to take that away from him, oh man, he's going to go after him. Okay. But
so who is it all behind the Truth Be Told TV? Who is it? It's you? Like who all is it?
Just one of my homeboys from my neighborhood, Fatty Cuz.
And so. What led to that? What inspired that? Y'all just wanted to get y'all story out there?
No, just listen to this dude. Well, everybody knows who. We got to listen to this dude tell these stories about everybody and lie on everybody. Okay. And then put himself up there to be the biggest, tallest. Then saying his daddy started the Gerson and his daddy shot the helicopter down. Oh, that's lies to big himself up. His dad, from honest, I didn't know his daddy. His daddy came before me, but his daddy. He was just a dude that knew how to fight that was a Sherm head. You know what I'm saying? And Sheepdog has always been a follower of his daddy, but Sheepdog never got attention from his daddy growing up or his mama. So so now the platform that he's got has given him attention that he's never gotten before, and he'll die before he let somebody take it from him. He's petty.
And so y'all platform, you just started that this year, kind of right?
We just want to tell the truth, man, because there's some good. Listen, man.
So all y'all got I think I seen a couple episodes. It was you and it was another cat. Yeah. So it's like y'all just want to tell y'all side of it, really.
And tell the truth. We want to tell the truth.
Yeah, truth. That's the name. Truth Be Told.
Yeah, we don't want to tell no lies, man, because the truth is going to be all right by itself.
The truth is going to stand. The truth is going to stand the test of time. Yeah,
it don't need nobody to stand and give it support. It's going to stand on its own 2 feet.
So going forward, what can we expect from more of your channel? What kind of content? Just more stories, more dialogue, more addressing.
I'm going to be talking about everything, man. We're going to have we got a segment we're going to have called Sunday's Brunch. Okay. Where every Sunday we're gonna sit down in the kitchen, man, at the kitchen table while I cook up a nice breakfast, man, and we just chop it up about life. Okay. We can have anybody on there, man. We can have a professor from UNLV on there. We can talk about economics, talking about the marijuana when they passed the
law. Okay.
And when they said that some of the profits would be going to the to the schools. The schools haven't seen none of that money yet.
And they're making record profits.
So we're going to talk about things.
Yeah, okay.
We want to just talk about one dynamic, just talk on one page, talking about gang banging. And,
okay.
No, it's
talk about different community issues, social issues.
We're going to be doing fundraisers for kids, and we're going to be giving back to the community. And so, and we're going to talk about things that really broaden our horizons, man. Okay.
You know
what I mean? Not just one story, because we're bigger than that.
Okay.
You know
I think you got to be broader and speak to a lot of different people. You don't want to be kind of like narrowed out.
And guys are going to be in control of it. I'm going to use my poetry as a format. And we're going and from my understanding, as long as God says the same, we're going to win.
Yeah, that's true.
We're going to win because we're not using it for negative rhetoric, and then we're not trying to be somebody that we're not, brother. We stand on
just
all.
Ain't nothing like me and you.
We stand on all 10, man. You know what I mean? We stand on all 10, man.
Just be you. Out of 8 billion people in the world, God truly made everybody unique to be you. You know what I mean?
Your fingerprint is so unique.
You're right. Yeah,
that fingerprint that you got, oh man, that fingerprint.
Why do you think Apple has, when you got to do a fingerprint? They know ain't nobody going to be able to duplicate that. You know what I mean?
You're not a carbon copy.
Yeah, that's real,
man.
Man.
God made you. You are handcrafted by His hand, man.
Amen.
A lot of us forget what it means when we're going through something, what it means to be in God's hand.
Truly in His
hands.
hand.
So I thank Him.
Yeah.
I mean, I thank Him for allowing me to meet you.
Yeah.
For Kev Loke sending you my way.
Yep.
You know what I mean?
And speaking of that, I meant to ask you, how did you meet Kev Loke, man? How did that happen? How did
we
that
carry on, babies, man.
He carried. So Delmonico was over here and Carry Arms was over here, right?
Yeah.
So how did y'all even meet?
I gravitated to Carry On, man. That's what it's for me. Now, I got people that I love from Delmonico, don't get me wrong.
But you gravitated towards the arms. They tore down the arms, right?
Yeah, I gravitated. I turned out to be the Gerson I was supposed to be, man. That's how I feel.
But did Carry Arms rock with the Gerson? Not really?
Yeah. I mean, back in the day, yeah.
They kind of was an extension of the Gerson, too?
No, we had our own thing going on, but at the same time, we wasn't, the Gerson used to come over there and fight us.
Okay. Now, was the Gerson, from my understanding, was it like Bowser, Hassel, all that? Was it like from Lake Mead to Cary? Was it like from Lake Mead to Cary, them blocks?
The Gerson was from Lake Mead to Bowser.
From Lake Mead to Bowser.
From Lake Mead to Bowser.
What about like Hassel and all that?
That's 40 block.
That's 40 block?
Yeah, that's all 40 block.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, that's all 40 block. But see, I'm not going to speak about things that I don't know about what things that happened before me. I'm going to talk about when I started banging. I was from K9. Gerson came over there. We all, that was our niche, man. We was just like them. So it was. I think it was almost mandatory that we fell in line with some realness, man. So it wasn't about them being bigger than us being big. We fell right in line with each other. We all loved each other. And we were just homies who liked to be around each other.
And so, do you know Grand Prize Boogie, too?
That's my cat daddy, man.
Okay, shout out Grand Prize. What's up, Boogie? What's up, man?
It's Boogie.
Yeah, interesting, man.
I get flowers where it's due, man.
Where it's due.
I'm not going to put draws.
What was the little set, that's right in front of, the street? I don't know, what's that one street where the hangs off Hassel and all that? Now it's a gated community, but it used to be projects. Right? What was that called right there?
Where at?
Right in front of Hassel and Balzar. It's a gated community right across from the FBI. What was that called?
That's the Gerson.
But yeah, it was projects though, right? They tore all that down.
That's Holy Land, man.
Okay. They tore that down.
That's Holy Land, man.
That's Holy, okay.
Frank Hawkins bought the Gerson.
Right, he bought that whole area, right? So that was the real Gerson, not the houses and
see
stuff.
What they did, when they tore the Gerson down, the only thing they made matters worse because it made us spread out.
It made you, okay, that's what I thought.
And now you don't know what, it was so big anyway.
So was it them projects and the streets, like Bowser and all, was it all that too?
That was 40 block, 40 block is his own gang, but at the same time, we still coincide with each other. We still, we didn't have fights with each other, but fisticuffs. Ain't nobody really killed nobody from over there, each other. But we didn't have more fisticuffs than anything fight. That's how we grew up.
So was cats like Poncho from the Gerson?
Yeah, Poncho from the Gerson.
Okay.
I mean, a real day one, a legend, man. That I rode in the car with him, man, and you know what I mean. And we love our kind, man. We love us, man, and we don't make no mistakes. We don't candy coat what it is. We don't hide nothing. I think if we could have done things different, it is a curse on the Gerson because we've done so much bad in the day.
Yeah.
That we still trying to make up for it. And a lot of us have passed
still trying
away.
to undo all that.
But then at the same time, it's still a blessing.
Right. It's a blessing and a curse. Literally.
Yeah, I know people. Yeah, that's what comes with that lifestyle. But see, you got to understand it. You got to come from it. You know what I mean? And if you don't come from it, you'll never be able to understand. And you're gonna always look down on it, looking in a different way.
To not know it, to not understand it.
Because I can call somebody from the Gerson, hey, brother, what up? And talk for hours and got some real, and love, man, get some real knowledge from, women, men, and the kids, even the kids, the grandmamas, the aunties.
Okay.
That's, the Sunday dinners, man, that's what it is, man.
That's wild.
It's soul food up over here, man, from the Gerson, man.
That's live.
But see, me, I'm connected and respected, man. I can go in any neighborhood and stand, man, and not get touched.
And validated.
I'm thankful for that, man.
Yeah, you got to be thankful for that,
I'm thankful for that because I had a name, man, that spoke for itself that, I'm a pusher. And I know how to fight, and I know how to be ignorant, and I know. But if I take half of that energy and give it into praising God, look what God gonna do for me.
Take half of that energy. Yeah, that's
so
what's
I'm
crazy.
Thankful today, brother.
Yeah, you got to be, man.
You know what I mean? I'm thankful for that, man. You know what I mean?
Hey, so before we wrap it up, man, like I said, it's the G-Files Part 1. It'll probably definitely be some more parts because we were supposed to have, what's our boy's name we were supposed to have with us?
Jesse Wilson.
Jesse Wilson.
Yeah.
So he couldn't make it, but he was definitely somebody we was probably going to have. So we'll probably have him next time on here. But one last question before we get out of here, man. Based on where you've been in the first half of your life, where do you see yourself headed now, the next half of your life? What would you say?
Taking care of this baby, man. And raising the baby to be great. Raising the king to be a king, brother. That's my sole priority, man. I don't want to do nothing else. Make sure that I don't lose him to the system or these streets.
I feel you, man.
That's my number one priority, that to give him a chance that I never had. Don't make no mistakes, but I will fight to win and save this baby's life, man. You know what I mean? I got sole custody, single sole custody. I don't get no help. I don't complain about it. I don't make money. I just go get it for my son. Man.
Get it for your son. That's true.
No matter what, because he deserves better. He's nice to be here. And I'm blessed in my spirit, brother, to be here today. To raise him. God preserved me from the very first time I got shot to the first time I went to prison. I'm supposed to have a life sentence right now, but God, but
you were supposed to have one?
Huh?
You were supposed to have one?
What?
A life sentence.
I mean, the devil tell it, because the route I was going, at the route I was going, man, I was going to get a life sentence or die in these streets, bro. But God turned my whole life around, man, and changed my heart, man, with this baby. So I thank him, man. You know, I know what it is, man. I'm not looking for no title. I'm not searching no. So, I don't want no beef with nobody, man. I don't hope nobody got no problem with me.
Yeah.
You know, so,
especially at this point, man, at this era, man. Like, and I said this before off camera with you, man. We done lost so many brothers to senseless beef, like, you know what I mean? Like, we like really need to put an end to that, man. So I propose at some point, we do have dialogue and try to move past and build and heal. You know what I mean? Cats got to build and
that's
heal,
what it's about, man, because you can say one thing, but when you do another thing with it, then you're a hypocrite, man.
Yeah.
Quit being a hypocrite. Quit
Can't be
You're
contradictory.
painting a false narrative, man.
Yeah.
You using God's name in vain, man. My arm too short to box with God, bro.
Too short to box. Yeah, too short. Yeah.
I'm not even gonna get into no boxing match with God, bro.
Man, hey, he be keeping you away with that jab. You know what I'm saying? He keeping you away with that jab.
That jab is all he need.
Yeah.
He don't need no uppercuts. We need uppercuts and haymakers and everything.
All kind of
So,
stuff. Yeah. So we're gonna get out of here, man. The streets of Vegas, man. Poem. You got a poem for us? Oh, let's hear it, man. What is your poem name? Is it different? Something different?
They call me the streets poet, man.
Okay, the streets poet. We're gonna see if, when we get out of here, if we can play the video that I directed, that you starred in at our first day. Is there any way we can do that, Quan, in a minute? Okay, so give us a minute. We're gonna get into it. You said the streets poet.
Yeah, the streets poet.
And you got a Facebook page for this? So you keep it separate from you? Okay. So I definitely check them out. So go ahead, let's hear something, man. The streets poet.
I say, when you look into the windows of my soul, you're going to see the measure of this man. You're going to see some hurt, some pain. That was all part of God's plan. The windows of my soul, man, they going to tell a story about how I went to sleep giving Gerson Park one thing one night to waking up the next day and giving God the glory. And you're going to see some fights I didn't start, but I had to finish. Fight with somebody I didn't even know I had inside of me, because my salvation was tied up in it. You will see me knowing that death was around the corner, and I still wanted to see how she looked. And every time she had a different face. When you look into the windows of my soul, you're going to see the poster child of what it means to be saved by grace. Well, you're going to see some prison bars and some hospital gurneys and some self-inflicted pain I brought on myself. Boy, you gonna see people praying for me because I didn't know how to pray for myself. You gonna see kids from my generation still suffering because we watch our parents trade our love for drugs. That's why some of our lives today are problems that still need to be solved and babies who still need to be hugged. Boy, you gonna see my mama doing her best as a black mother, trying to raise me to be a man. And how she put her head down and shook when she walked in the room and seen that gun in my hand. Boy, you gonna see me growing up in her jungle with these snakes and gorillas, having communion with the pastor, and eating at the table with real gangsters and killers. Boy, you're gonna hear Big Mama talking to God saying, Lord, protect my babies and keep them out of harm's way. And those same prayers she prayed for me back then are still covering me today. And I fall short of God's glory every day, especially when I was in these streets. All I did was stay in trouble. But when you look into the windows of my soul, you'll see God's work. And that's beautiful struggle.
That's cold, man. What's the name of it?
Windows of my soul.
Windows of my soul. That's dope. I like that.
That's a blessing.
So that's the line you be on. That's the lane you be in.
That's what God gave
Keep
me.
doing that, man. That's speaking to somebody.
I want to talk.
Yeah.
So I just thank you for just restoration today, man. So thank you, man. I salute you, man.
Absolutely, man. I salute you, brother.
This is
Thank
the
you for your
beginning of a
time.
beautiful thing, man.
Yeah, thank you for your time.
This is the beginning of a beautiful thing,
Your
brother. I
time, your
promise you.
transparency, man. And we definitely might have to sit down again, man. You
I
know
appreciate
what I'm
you,
saying?
man.
Definitely,
Salute, man.
So
All
we're
the
gonna
way.
play this video, man. Try to get out of here with it. This is Kev Loke. Shout out to Kev Loke. It was a video so frightening.
Nina Bina.
And I directed it about 12 years ago, man, with one camera. I could only shoot like so many minutes at a time. So I kept having to stop it and do it, but you could never tell. So my man, MuddFoot was G-walking in this video, and I thought it was a good addition to it. So here we go, man. Kev Loke, so frightening off the coldest, ugliest mixtape volume 2 that I hosted. Me and Kev Loke did. So
Yes, sir.
we're gonna get into
Get
it,
a
man.
dose of it, man.
Streets
Check
of
it out,
Vegas,
man.
man. We out, man. Until next time.
Walk like a big stick, man.
Y'all niggas better bring it. Y'all niggas better bring it.
Kev Lowe, DJ DFos.
Slept on, y'all niggas crept on. Leave your corpse. The city of noble men. Bring God in the pit of sin and watch him breed angelical beings. No choice, no reason. Stop what you're pleading. Surrender, it's evident. Them killers come heaven sent. We here now. We offend job, cause the truth spoken. About as real as a Chuck E. Cheese token. No hocus pocus, don't impress me. Take your magic act and wrap it in the hat and beat it. Before I leave you depleted. I'm heated like a radiator regulator. Toss a little something at you perpetrators. We will annihilate you. Watch when we ally. It's bye-bye. Watch us rise right before your eyes. Surprise, nigga. Live in the cutthroat. Too much to cope. I hope you understand the situation. What the hell you facing? What you going up against? Better have some common sense. They come with confidence, hella arrogance. Very passionate about this thing here. See this thing here? We gon' push the line prime time. We are BR, that's on mine. I'm a 9 nigga with a 9 tuck, 9mm. Go bang, why da dang dang. Show you what's happening, man. Ain't with that flapping, man. Fuck all they lip flapping. I'll leave your skull flapping. Hella bone fragments, torn ligaments, ripped muscle and tissue. Love giving the issue. Just in case I miss you, I'ma bank around. Hit them or mow them down. We bow down on weak links, we despise them. Yeah, I see your knees shaking, you just like them. 702, come where I've been. Harder Genghis Khan, Mandela, and Tyson. So frightening, your skin crawl. Vegas nigga, tell them I sent y'all. So frightening, your skin crawl. Vegas nigga, tell them I sent y'all.
Kev Lowe, DJ DFos.
DHG, nigga, 369%. Kev, please, this for my Herbert niggas. This for my Herbert niggas. You know what it is, West with it. I come looking for you with Gersons. Watch them killers cause they be lurking. You can wind up a missing person. Finish the show, the final curtain. I woke up in my Buick Regal. 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 Kev Loke from the arm. Same nigga posted with y'all smoking sherm. Same nigga flame with the heat, let it burn. Smokers and tweakers and niggas with perms. Grimy, I'm still in the field with the 4-court press. Grimy, with foolish P and the playboys in the jets. West Side Plantation, community full of them Django's. We rain on, bring storm, forecast looking cloudy. Northtown, you beware, they'll kill fast, they don't care. East Side, they burn too. Henderson, we rowdy. You can see about me, a G-boy, G-Park, hawking down and I get him. The loss of someone, children, hit hard to get rid of. Ask God for forgiving. Ask God for forgiving. I come looking for you with Gersons. Watch them killers cause they be lurking. You can wind up a missing person. Finish the show, the final curtain. I woke up in my Buick Regal. 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 I ain't finished yet. I'm a constant threat. Jump at if you want it, handle business. Place your fucking bet. I live for it, it's DNA, my bloodline, my family chain. We cool. Boulder roaches, nut man, 10 insane. Used to ride around with Dre ghosts, smoking ghosts, masterminding. Hard times, I've been there. True story, let's be clear, let's say it for 'em. Kev leads, the streets gon' respond. I done talk the talk and walk the walk. I'm really where I'm from. I'm a DAG gorilla. Cut your power, kill your circuit. It's K-Love with me forever. I'ma do this for my Herberts. It's K-Love for me forever. I'ma do this for my Herberts.
Kev Loke.
I'll come looking for you
DJ
with
DFos.
Gersons. Watch them killers cause they be lurking. You can wind up a missing person.